How nice is it to look at that stat sheet and see 23 turnovers? I believe it's the fourth time this season you guys have forced 20 plus.
That's what we do. I think we've been, I think I said, Mexico State. We got to hang our hat on defense. I think we have some good quickness on the perimeter, and we did that tonight. And then I knew that game was going to be tricky because it's probably going to be not that many possessions, and we got off to a good start both halves, and I think that was very helpful for us.
Pretty familiar with our coach. I believe you guys were both at St. Mary's together. What's that like playing against an old friend?
You know what? I was in the WCC and I felt like I knew everyone in that league for any minute. But I don't like playing against friends. And David's a good friend, and we were both lucky to be head coaches, and he had a lot to do with my success and opportunities. And I'd like to think the same for him. But they do a really good job. I think they're really good defensively. They hold people to 53 points, so I knew buckets were going to be hard to get, and people don't shoot the ball well against them, and they rebound the wall. They're really sound. They play a lot like St. Mary's. So I told them, I said, we're going to make some similar improvements. This is the second year. Hopefully, I think we'll kick in there too a little bit.
What's the defensive activity like during practice, and do you think that makes it kind of second nature once these guys get into a game situation?
You know what? We put a lot of time in it, and like I said, and I really think you achieve what you emphasize. And from April 1st, and I think I mentioned it in the press conference, I said there's just a fundamental that you have to be good at, and I don't think you can. I don't know. I just don't think you can get everything fixed at once, and just our concentration's been there. I'm sure a lot of people that came watch this practice in Pullman, they wouldn't recognize it as a Kyle Smith practice. There's probably 2/3 dedicated defense, which San Francisco wouldn't. I wouldn't say that in Columbia, certainly not. But it's just where we got to get there, and the guys know they get on the floor. They have to. There's a level they have to defend at.
Yeah, Coach, you've won 3 in a row for the first time this season. You have 3 more non-conference games before the Pac-12. What's your focus going forward for the next couple of games?
It'll sound corny. It's just get better possession by possession and handling success a little bit. I think we were a little flat at halftime, and not just because I think, like, what do you think? We got up 9-0. That's like, hey, they're not gonna go away. They're well coached. They're gonna keep coming. We got up 10. Same thing. They came. I don't know if as much as we relaxed or they went small there, and we had to adjust. But I just think that's a idea that we're trying to get a lead, sustain a lead, extend a lead, but we play a little bit like a old Big Ten football team, slowly but surely, just methodically. Hopefully that lead goes up and up.
It was a pretty close game midway through the second there, and then you called a timeout, and then right after that, you guys just went on this huge run. Was there something said in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I sprinkled my magic dust, and it was took over there. I always you can't. It's hard to pinpoint those things, but I just think our defense tightened up. I think we got a better, like I said, our wiped them off 3. I think they played Martin, who's a really good player. They served him in their second half, and they went small, and he's penetrating, making plays. So we had to. He got over the ball screen one time, stuck a 3, and that kind of got them going a little bit. So I think the time settled us down, and we just went back to work, did a really good job.
So for the offense, when it was looking at its best, do you think it was just that being a little bit more relaxed and
I think a little bit of that. I think that we also had some hustle plays like Jazz. I think he had 2 tip-ins that really helped. I thought Isaac really was poised and made some good penetration, made some good decisions and key points, really hit the Jeff with the and one. I think, and we were pretty. Jeff didn't shoot the ball great, and I want him to shoot more 3s, and he needs to have the confidence to do that, especially against a team like that's going to play really big, and so they're hard to score on the rim. Their Division I game, I was hoping they had played some non-D1s. I was hoping it was like their stats were distorted because they played non-D1. Well, I took the non-D1s out, and they still teams shoot 37 and 23 against them. So I don't care who they're playing, and they have high major size. It's going to be tough to get baskets around the hoop. We did shoot it well from 2, I think.
Did something specifically spark CJ, or was it just kind of CJ being CJ?
CJ, you know what? I'm really proud of him the way he's played the last 3 games. As far as he didn't shoot the ball well against Idaho, but he is really playing with a purpose and kind of how you have to when you're like the lead guy. He's going to get a lot of defense going to come after him every game, and he's got to bide his time sometimes and pick his spots, and he did. I think it started second half, like he traveled early. Or jumping on his left hand, and then he just kind of regrouped, and he made a big 3 there when it tightened up. I think that, he's got a strong belief, and you know what, we're playing it a little more methodically because we're good defensively, I think, and it'll impact him statistically possibly, but he doesn't care. He really he wants to win and he's getting better. He's getting better, and really proud of him.
And how about Jazz? What's he picked up on?
You know what? Jazz has just been really solid for us, really all season, and Tony's kind of emerged and been playing. He didn't play as well tonight, but it probably cut in his minutes a little. And I said, Jazz, nothing you're doing wrong. You're doing fine. And he's just been really solid for us. And I got to remind myself that sometimes and stick with him a little more. And he's only a sophomore, and I think he'll be. He needs to be like what Jeff is for us as he keeps going forward. And I think he can be that and more. But Jeff's been really steady guy, and Jazz those guys keep us balanced out.
When you look at offensive development over the last maybe couple of weeks for you guys, is there something that stands out there?
You know what? We've just been more patient, and we're still not super fluid because Jalen missed most of the week, and actually he's moving well. Just hard to not play for 5 days and be at your best, and he'll bounce back. But it's just hard. We had Isaac's been hurt. Jalen's been out, and again back to Ryan's been practicing well, but it's hard. He's been out for 3 months. He's not ready, and so it's hard in that position. Noah has been steady. He's still a freshman, but he whatever the score goes up when Noah's in there. So let's see if he did it again today. Yep. So I think he gets on the glass. He made some nice plays. He's a winner. He won a state championship and has a lot of pride in the program, and he'll keep working.